We're in the Business Box building now, 52 managed workspaces here, with other buildings across the road and down the road for larger companies or companies that have grown from here and moved on. All of that means that we can trade at a profit, so each year the trading activities can donate to the charity and cross-subsidise all of the community work.
Talk Time is a community scheme that's run by Be Inspired. It works to reduce social isolation in the local area, both in sheltered accommodation and also in a community church.
We have a weekly garage sale that's grown from 1 day a week to 2 days a week, and also Saturday sales. On average 184 hours a week in volunteering we have across the board, and that's what actually makes, you know, the real magic happen.
This place for me comes right in under. They're lost without it now, I think.
Our food share is a prime example of the power of community. We would not be able to operate that programme without the help of volunteers. Some weeks there's 15 volunteers operate the food share. We do 2 days a week. We serve around 70 families, and that equates to around 1,300 hours a year in volunteering. We had a building called The Grove, a City Council owned building, a youth and community centre, on its knees. No services really out of there for the last 2 to 3 years, being vandalised routinely. We have been awarded that building as an asset transfer. We managed to get those football pitches turned around and ready for the new season in 3 days, which was a miracle, and that's because people really wanted it. And 7 football teams that had previously played in the area that had to go out of the area have now come back, and they formed one large football team called Braunston Park Football Club, which we're very proud of. We've managed to be awarded some funds by Garfield Western Foundation, but there's a gap, and local people whose children playing in the football team, many of them building tradesmen, have offered to come and do a bit of a community DIY SOS, and they will make good all that we can't afford to pay for. And for us, that's what the power of community is.
Stretford Public Hall is right in the heart of Stretford, and back in 2013, the council, who then occupied and owned the building, were going to sell it or dispose of it. We managed to submit a bid to the council, arguing that we were the best protectors of the building, and they gave it to us for a tenner.
This building became the whole focus, the hub, and the driver for all of that community resource to come together.
I was involved in the community share offer, so this was where we looked to raise money to restore the ballroom, and we were doing that through a share offer, so we're asking the community to essentially invest and become members in the hall. So we launched that in February 2017, and we raised just over £255,000 in 2 months from 800 people. We are already doing, with this, the building is already being used. We are running the organisation every day.
One of the highlights of the activities we do is our choir that is run by a volunteer. We run a lot of low-cost, affordable activities such as yoga, chair aerobics, art classes.
So we've been putting on family-friendly shows, showcasing local acts. We've put on jazz afternoon teas. We've had a classical concert for kids and did an under the sea themed event with bubbles and projections of fish.
I set up some shared studios in the back there, just in the annex. So it's a shared artist space. I've put 15 spaces down, various sizes, and then put a call out, and slowly but surely we got interest. The loft house downstairs, so that's another creative space. They eventually want to put on lectures about what they do and integrate it a bit more into the community. How it's going to be after the renovations is very exciting. It really is going to happen.
We're an arts and media organisation based in Knowle West, and the reason that we're based in Knowle West is because we believe that we need to co-design with the communities where there is energy and where there are real challenges that need to be addressed. We've found ways in which we can work with people on the kind of things that they care about and co-design the kind of technology, the kind of digital world that we want to collectively live in.
We've been working on a project called Citizen Sensing, using the Bristol approach to citizen sensing. So we've been working with people in East Bristol talking to cyclists, speaking with taxi drivers and with school children, and we've been discussing with them how they can find out more about the air quality that they're breathing. We were able to use our digital manufacturing space, the factory, to fabricate these ladybirds. We're part of the European network of living labs, and this is another way that we can use Bristol as a test space for technology and connecting people to technology.
And one of the projects that we've done has been co-designing homes, so thinking about what does the housing problem look like, what does it feel like for people who live in Knowle West. We've built a home, we've built a test space, so I think over 100 residents have stayed in it. It's about how do you think about the whole challenge of developing homes in a community. How might we do it so we all benefit? Young people, older people, people with mobility needs. How do we create a system that actually takes into account and allows those people to design their own future? And we think it's really important to share that, our learning, the things that we develop in this community with other communities, and together we can build strength and we can change things.